A journey starts for Hannah Hauxwell, farmer and spinster. A simple journey for most people, but for Hannah it'll mean crossing a frontier into a way of life she knows nothing of. Hannah Hauxwell lives alone in an isolated farm called Low Birk Hatt on the far edge of an enclosed and partly abandoned Yorkshire dale. Once, 31 years ago, she went on a day trip to Loch Lomond. Apart from that, she's rarely left the dale. But now she's a celebrity and the outside world wishes to honour her. The one place where Hannah makes a fleeting but regular contact with the outside world is alongside the little used road which cuts through the centre of Baldersdale. Once a month, the shop in the village 5 miles away leaves a modest carton of groceries in the milk churn for Hannah to collect. And it's a good place to keep her Wellingtons dry until it's time to walk back to the farm.
The train's still doing it, leaving at 1:56.
Yeah, tell your trains along there, they stop along there. 7.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Could I have a return ticket to London, please?
What day are you coming back?
Hannah prepared very carefully for her journey to London. Her weekly wash is done in the reservoir alongside her farm because she doesn't have water on tap. She takes her drinking water from a stream, which she shares with her cattle. For Hannah Hauxwell, life has been hard since the day she was born. She has been perhaps the most materially deprived person in Britain, and in some ways still is. But she possesses an inspirational quality which, when she appeared in a television documentary 4 years ago, touched the heart of the nation. Then, as now, she had her reasons for remaining at Low Birk Hatt.
Attached to the place because my family have lived here since my great-grandfather's time. No one else has lived in this house since it was built but our family. And the lovely countryside, down the new, through the Iron Gate, down the new road. And I've often thought, sometimes it's my favourite walk, and I've stopped and looked, and I've thought, well, it's one thing, if I haven't money in my pocket, it's one thing nobody can rob me of. Nobody can, it's mine for the taking.
Hannah is the first to admit that she is not the best farmer in the Dale.
Ah, you little beast.
She finds it difficult to control and discipline her animals.
Chip! He's a little naughty one. Chip! Come here! Come here, you fool! Come here! You bad puppy.
This winter, the people who decide such things have invited Hannah to take a seat at the top table of the Women of the Year lunch at the Savoy. Hannah, this means you're a guest of honour.
Yes. Yes.
You're one of the Women of the Year.
Yes. Yes, well, I'm very proud to be, to have the option of attending. I don't rate myself. I have looked at the book, and you know, I don't rate myself along with some of the people who are my colleagues, fellow Women of the Year in the least. But oh, it'll be a wonderful thing. I'm very thrilled about it. I never dreamt. It's something out of this world, something I never dreamt would happen. But it'll be wonderful to see the different places.
You got a letter, didn't you?
I got a letter, yes. Had several distinguished ladies, Mrs. Wilson, but I think the wonderful thing, I think, was Odette. Not long admired, and her signature with others. I think that was, you know, I was thrilled about that.
Would you like to meet Odette?
I would like to see her. I don't know, to approach her, I don't know how I would feel about that. But it would be lovely to see her, just to be able to see her.
Hannah, who once lived on £280 a year, tries unsuccessfully to alter a second-hand dress. She has to buy her first new dress in 18 years.
Do you know, the biggest price I've paid for a dress quite a few years ago was £4.
Now, what do you think of that?
Oh, it's very nice, but I think my figure isn't all it might be. I think perhaps just a little bit more room and not quite so revealing.
Now, how about that one?
Yes, it's very... I like the shape of it, but it's my figure, you know, that's the problem. I think it needs a bit more room.
What about that one? That's just a shade larger.
Yes, it has a bit...
Perhaps a trifle long, but I mean,
Yes,
that's a mere
one
detail.
could-
One can be
always
sure.
do something
We can
about
always
that.
adapt that.
I like this.
Yes,
This one better than... for the room, they're all lovely things.
it looks more comfortable.
Yes, it feels
Yes.
comfortable.
Yes. 16 exactly.
Man, come here. Dirty puppy. Come back, come here.
Morning, Hannah.
Good morning.
You're off, I hear, eh?
Yes. Off tomorrow, yes.
And how long are you going to be away?
Not more than a day or two.
Oh.
No. And you know where different things are,
Yeah,
of course, me
yeah.
hay and me cake in stable and me drop of milk for calves and what isn't plenty milk for help out with, if you please, with cake.
Right,
and offer a bit of something,
yes,
please.
I'll do that.
Thank you. Now I'll rush away. I have a few things to see to.
Right, now.
Thank
And
you
I'll say
very much.
Not to worry.
Thank you. No, I
Everything
won't.
will be all right. Have a nice time.
Thank you. I will. Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
Come on, Upper. Good lad. Gee. Good lad. I think the trains were the first travelling I did. The Sunday school trips, at least a distance from home, the Sunday school trips. We would go to Rumelkirk station, but first of all, Tommy's bus came. Tommy Oliver at Rumelkirk. Quite a character and a likeable person. He had a bus and he came and brought us to Rumelkirk station. But that was the last time I was on a train. I haven't been since.
Do you know how fast we're travelling?
No, I don't. I've no idea.
I'd say between 80 and 90 miles an hour.
Can't see. 1890. Unbelievable. It is.
Are you worried about the prospect of meeting all those famous ladies?
Yes, I think so. At least I'm not worried, but there again, I'm not one who sort of craves to mix with the great ones. If they're people who are kind enough to speak to me, it's the people I like. I've never been to London, and of course it is one's capital city, perhaps an important city in the world. I think one ought to see it. I haven't a clue what it's really like. They say people go rushing about at a mad rate. So I honestly haven't a clue. Nothing, do I hand it in? Yes.
No, in the machine. Go, sort it
I
out.
see. Thank you. Excuse me, please. Could I trouble you to ask the way to the Savoy Hotel, please?
Savoy? It's a bit posh for you, isn't it? What's one of the pools or something?
No, not quite.
All right.
Nothing like that.
Do you want to walk there? You're walking there.
Yes, if I can, please.
Turn right, walk down the Haymarket, then turn left into Trafalgar Square and walk up to the Strand, and it's up there on the right.
Thank you very much.
all
How
right.
far will it be, please?
It's about a 10-minute walk.
Oh, that's fine.
If I
Thank
wasn't
you.
so busy, I'd carry your bags for you. I'd take
Thank
you up
you
there.
very much. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Of course, one heard about the Savoy because it is, I believe, one of the top hotels and associated with a way of life which is past now.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
How are you? Good. Colour?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you.
Can I take your cake for you?
Yes, please, although it's not very important.
No, it's a register over here.
Thank you.
That's just sign at the bottom.
Thank you.
This one.
Thank you. Not that I crave to live in luxury, but it's wonderful to see just how the other half of the world lives. Have a glimpse.
During your stay here, you may like to call for the waiter, the maid or the valet. Just let you know that they are available at any time. There's little call buttons here. You just have to press the button and they come along and answer you.
Thank you.
Now, if there's anything that we can get you, just let us know. Give us a call downstairs into reception, or if you'd like to call me or myself.
Thank you.
One other thing.
Never dreamt it would be like this at all. Not because it is a place of wealth and luxury, it's the sheer beauty which appeals to me, especially my home being what it is.
The bathroom's over there. Got absolutely mountains of wardrobe space, so you shouldn't be lost for that. And telephone by the side of the bed.
Yes.
We've got the call buttons again if you need anything.
Yes,
Now,
thank you.
Is there anything else we can get you at all?
No, thank you
Sure.
very much. It's magnificent. It is.
You like it?
Very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Right.
Beautiful.
The luggage will be straight on.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night. Come in.
Your luggage for them.
Thank you. Good night.
Right.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Come in.
Morning, madam. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, today's paper.
Thank you.
What would you like for breakfast?
Judge Rooney. Mrs. Wednesday. Hannah Hauxwell. Miss Marguerite Wood. Councillor Mrs.
Why have you never come down to London before?
Well, I neither had the means financially nor the opportunity.
Would you exchange your life in the Dales for, you know, for going to functions like this and living in London? I mean, could you?
It's nice for a while, but not. I wouldn't think on a permanent basis. No, I would need to be quiet and to get back to the hills and the.
Do you feel about being presented to the Duchess of Gloucester?
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, you're going to be presented to the Duchess of Gloucester. How do you feel about it?
Looking after you? You
yes,
all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Well, I didn't know I was to be presented to her. Oh, it's very wonderful. Yes. I hope I'll behave in the correct manner. That's all. Sorry.
Hannah speaks. No, it's Hannah Hauxwell from Yorkshire. Very nice to see you. Heard so much about you. Who was looking after your farm today?
The neighbours looking after my farm.
It's not the most busy time of year, is it?
No, it's really the best time of year to be able to come.
Let's do a picture of the two together. That's fine. Could you go back a bit, Hannah? Back to the Duchess. That's fine.
Because he's the farmer.
Hannah,
I want to
get any closer, please, if you would. Duchess,
This is where we have to talk very naturally. Because usually the press tells you what to talk about.
Yes.
At least we don't get that today.
Am I mistaken? I had the impression that you come from the continent, don't you?
Yeah, Denmark, yes. That's right.
Yes.
I've been here for about 4 years now. I'm slowly getting into the farm business.
Yes.
Man, just here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Safer out there.
He's a Yorkshireman, you know.
I'm very proud.
Yes, it's lovely
to meet you. I wish you a long and happy retirement.
Thank you, that's very kind of you. I enjoyed your film.
Thank
Hope
you.
it hasn't spoiled your life.
No, thank you. Improved it, in fact.
Oh, I'm glad. That's marvellous. I was worried about you when I read about you in the paper today.
Thank you. Is your cold better? I listened to you in Women's Hour.
Yes, it's perfect.
Yes. You sounded lost in it.
All right now. Lovely to see you.
Thank you. I'm proud to have met you.
You're going to have a picture taken?
I'm sorry. Oh, pleasure. I didn't want to be intruding.
This way, Miss Hauxwell.
Thank you.
If you like to just come on over
very
here.
much.
You look as though you need a little bit of rescuing. You come and sit
you.
down here, make yourself comfortable.
Very much.
I'll let you know when the lunch is on. All right?
Thank you very much.
Why do you think the press made such a fuss of you?
That I don't know. I have no idea in the least. If they, you know, I got a bit of attention from them, but then there were other people as well who, so that I have no idea in the least. I'm just a very ordinary person, especially compared with a lot of the people who were there.
What about London, Hannah? Has it come up to expectations?
It's past expectations because it's a much more beautiful city than I'd ever imagined. But I think out in the streets one doesn't see everybody's in a big hurry, of course. One doesn't see the friendly faces or the friendly words in one's own North Country. Well, one passes the time of day or smiles at someone, they haven't a clue who they are. But that, it doesn't seem to be like that in London. And out in the street, the faces are, some seem to lack the life somehow. I never even came across a friendly London policeman. Perhaps he's a thing of the past.
Madam, may I have a glass of sherry or any other drink you might like?
Thank you very much. No, it's very kind of you, but no, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Didn't you want a drink?
No, thank you, no. I don't drink wine.
Why not?
Well, I think it's better for me, at any rate, simply not to touch it. Some members of the family had too great a liking for it, and that can run in the blood. So I simply don't have it. I don't mind people if people like a glass of wine, everything in moderation. But in excess, it's a very bad thing and has ruined many a fine person and the lives of the people round them also.
So have you never tasted wine?
No. No, I've had, I do like, I'll admit, to rum sauce with plum pudding, yes. But no, I've never drunk wine and don't intend to.
Now, you've been to Soho, haven't you? Do you disapprove of that sort of place?
Only the big, rather, I don't know, whether one would call them garish advertisements in a certain line, which it just didn't appeal. It didn't greatly offend me or upset me, and one doesn't bother about them. I just simply didn't like them. I don't think there's need for those kind of things to be so displayed. But the lovely the stalls I liked. Formerly, you know, one associated Soho, I think, with the underworld, rather the criminal side of life. But now it's been a good thing. I'll think only of all the lovely vegetables. That's what I'll think of, associate with Soho, when I hear it mentioned now.
Would you come to London again, Hannah?
Oh, yes, I would. It strikes me that I've seen the best side and the loveliest side, but I know it has other sides, and it strikes me as being, for someone much less fortunate, as being a very lonely place. If people come without friends or relatives, and I know there are people amounting to thousands who haven't a roof over their heads, till there's that side to it. It could be a very lonely place.
But do you think it would be lonelier than your way of life?
Yes, very much so. If one is rather short on things in life, in the country, you can go out and there's the hills and the river, the streams. In summertime, the birds singing. They don't fail you. I think you could, I'm sure, not experiencing it, but I'm sure you could be much more lonely in London than in the country.
But surely you must experience loneliness up at the farm.
Yes, of course, it's possible, yes.
I mean, what sort of loneliness is that, Hannah? Is it for permanent company, or what?
I think we'll not delve perhaps further. Maybe so. But I'm very lucky. I've lots of wonderful friends, some wonderful people I've met. And of course I have my shaggy dog now. He's a little rascal, but he's grand company.
So there's never been anyone?
One lived a very limited life. One wasn't away very much. One was limited to the people they saw, which weren't really so very, very many. And of course the hills are lovely as they are, but they were the borderline. You looked around and, you know, you saw lights, car lights further down the dale, but of course one was where they were without transport, and the number of people in the dale, once opportunities perhaps were limited.
It's a hard professional job. I believe it's an extremely important job. But nonetheless, I have to face the most incredible image projected of myself.
600 of the best-known women in Britain. Hannah has talked to a royal duchess, a prime minister's wife, and other illustrious ladies. But the one she most admires, Odette Hallows, the French-born war heroine, she hasn't even seen, and the lunch is about to end.
lovely. I tried to meet you upstairs, but you were so busy with everybody,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk with you.
Yes.
I wanted to tell you how much I admire what you've done.
May I say how very proud I am to
Oh,
meet you?
not as much as I am of meeting you.
Wonderful.
Oh, I do admire what you've done. What a wonderful life. I do envy
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Yes.
Because you know, I'm a French peasant.
Yes.
I've seen your film on television, and I wondered about your life. Do people bother you now?
I've been lucky, you see. I live away in a remote dale and away from the main road, so that unpleasant people I haven't met. All the people who come have been nice, genuine people.
And people don't go and bother you too much?
No.
Oh, that's marvellous.
Perhaps,
I did wonder.
Thank you. Perhaps being busy on a farm, sometimes it is a problem. But they are nice people and genuine.
England is a lovely country.
Yes, it is.
It's lovely.
One gets the peace and the beauty.
Yes, it is. It's very beautiful. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
It's been a wonderful experience, but of course it's been just for a while. I knew that, and I've enjoyed it very much. And I'm like the young Englishman in The Prisoner of Zenda. He was a king for a day, and I've been a lady of leisure for a few days. But now we're going home, and of course there is no place like home. There's my animals, the little dog, and so I think that is all.